Good afternoon. So welcome back once again. We will have a discussion on this the primary concepts that are used in the memories. So in the last class we have discussed various concepts regarding the types of programming languages we have, and in this session we are going to discuss the representations or the terminology that is used in the computer science, which is very much useful for us to understand the concepts that are underlying this computer memory. So we will discuss what is a bit, we will discuss what is a nibble, what is a byte, and what are the various patterns we have. All these things we will discuss in this session. Coming to a bit, as we know that the computers easily understand the concept of, or they always represent, or they always store the things in terms of zeros and ones. So here 0 is 1 bit and 1 is also another bit. So coming to this bit definition, the definition of bit is the smallest representation of the memory is called as a bit. So in physics you might have studied about these atoms, molecules, chemistry I think. So atoms, molecules, everything you have studied, right? So the atom is the smallest particle where you cannot further divide it into parts. In the similar manner, a bit is the smallest representation of memory. You cannot divide it into further. So smallest representation of memory is called as the bit. But this single bit, for example, I told this example, right? 0 is 1 bit and 1 is another bit. But the smallest bit is not sufficient to represent large amount of data. That is the reason why scientists has developed the concepts of combining the bits. So you can group 4 bits into a group. When you combine 4 bits into a group, it is called as a nibble. But this term is not at all used in our daily life, in our real life. But you remember that a nibble is a combination of 4 bits. In the same way, you can combine 8 bits to form a group. These 8 bits is called as a byte. So a byte is nothing but a combination of 8 bits. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You can also combine more number of bytes, we will tell you. So a bit is like an atom, the smallest unit of storage or memory. So a bit can store either a 0 or 1. In computers we know everything is stored in zeros and ones, those are nothing but bits. Anything, what is that you can use it for storing these bits means anything that has 2 separate states. So you can call this 0 as one state and 1 as another state. Anything that can have 2 different states can be used to represent this bit. I told that a bit is too small to be used, to use it to store the more amount of data. So we are going to group them to represent huge amount of data. A group of 8 bits together is called as a 1 byte. Nibble, half a byte, which is the 4 bits of data, we call it as nibble. As I told that this is not used anywhere in the computer world. So 1 byte is used for unit of information storage. So somebody may ask you, what are the units for storage in the computer? You can say that it is bytes, you can say that it is MB or KB, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte. Like that, there are number of terminologies you have. Anything you want to store in terms of bits, you should store it as a combination of bits, which we are giving different names for it. So a combination of 8 bits is called as a byte. So 1 byte is grouping of 8 bits. This is an example. We have 8 bits here. And one thing you have to understand here is 1 byte can store 1 character. So if you want to store a character C or a character A or a character X or a symbol plus anything or a symbol dollar, anything is considered to be a character. So if you want to store those characters, you can store it inside the bytes. You can store it as bytes. A is stored as 1 byte, B is stored as another byte, C is stored as byte, plus symbol, it is also taken as character only. It is also stored as 1 byte, 8 bits. Like that, any symbol is considered as a character and they are being stored as a sequence of 8 bits, which is called as 1 byte. So 1 byte is a group of 8 bits. And let us see what are these patterns. Let us take 2 states, that is 0 and 1. So 2 bits are there. For 2 bits we have 2 power 2 patterns. So what are those patterns? Let us write 0 0 like this. Next I can change the last bit 0 1. I can change the first bit 1 0. I can change both the bits 1 1. Other than these 4 bit combination, there is no other pattern it is possible for us. So if you have 2 bits, the number of patterns that you can generate is 4. Let us take 3 bits 0 0 0, the first combination I am taking. And if I write the combinations like this, I can have this one. Total of 8 combinations. So when the number of bits n is equal to 3, we have 2 cube patterns, that means 2 power n patterns. Similarly, if n is equal to 4, that means if you take 4 bits, how many combinations you can get? It is 2 power 4, 16 combinations. Like that, the generalized formula is if you have n bits, you will have 2 power n combinations. They are also called as patterns. And I am saying that here let us take this example only. N is equal to 8 I am taking. So how many combinations you have? 2 power 8 patterns. 2 power 8 represents 256 characters or 256 patterns, you can say like this. So if it is 256 pattern, what does this mean? What is this 256 means? These 256 patterns means those are different combinations of 8 bits. If you represent each and every combination as one character, so you can have 256 characters stored with these 8 bits of combinations or 8 bits of data. So with 1 byte, how many combinations you can get? How you can solve this means 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. First you have to convert the bytes into bits, and then you have to use the formula 2 power 8 combinations, 2 power n. If somebody asks you what is the number of combinations that you will get if you have 3 bytes, this is an example. So the first step what you have to do is you have to convert the bytes into bits. 3 bytes means how many bits? 1 byte is 8 bits and 3 bytes is 24 bits. So total combinations you will have as 2 power 24 combinations. Like that, the generalized formula is 2 power n if n represents the number of bits, not bytes. So this particular example or this particular discussion will be useful when we go for the discussion on the data types that are related to the C programming language. Very important and very easy also. So with 8 bits we have 256 patterns. As I told that how we are going to use these 256 patterns means every 8 bit combination, if you treat it as a single character, that means you will be storing 256 characters with these 8 bits. So how do you are going to store the number in a byte means you convert the number into the binary number and then you represent it with a character. That's it, simple. So the number of combinations you will get as 0 to 255. With 8 bits I have 256 combinations, but since I am starting with 0, I will have only 255 at the end. Like this, we also have the various measurements for the memory, that is kilobyte. Kilo means 1000. But remember, one important point you should understand here is kilo is equal to 1000 is in normal metrics. Normal metrics. But here in computer science terminology, kilo does not represent 1000. It represents 1024. Kilo is not 1000. Kilo is 1024 in CSC. Why, sir? Why it is given as 1024 means kilo is nothing but 2 power 10. So 2 power 10 is nothing but 1024. Right. So what is this 2 power 10 means? This 10 represents the number of bits. So 2 power 10 means 1024. Never ever assume that the kilo in CSC is not 1000. You always assume that the kilo in CSC world is 1024 only. So when you combine 1024 bytes, we call it as a kilobyte. And when you combine these bytes, we call it as 1000, it is called as megabyte. Similarly, 1 million bytes is called as gigabyte. After that, gigabytes we have terabytes, TB, KB, MB, GB, TB, like that we have other things also. So KB represents 1000 bytes, megabyte is 1 million bytes, gigabyte is 1 billion bytes and terabyte is 1 trillion bytes. So we have other things also that is not in our scope. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And coming to patterns, this was already discussed. In general, 1 bit double the number of patterns. So 1 bit is equal to 2 power 1, that is equal to 2 patterns. 2 bits 4 patterns, 3 bits 2 cube patterns, 4 bits 2 power 4. Like that, if it is 8 bits, it is 256 patterns, which is called as the 1 byte. So if you have mathematical formula is, if you have n bits, it yields 2 power n patterns. Simple thing. That's all about the patterns. And coming to the ASCII code part, this is very important. ASCII is an acronym which stands for American Standards Code for Information interchange. So it is a standards institute located in America, and it gives various different standards. It is going to give different standards for different things that are especially related to the computer science. That is a different case, but just remember that it is a standards institute. So they have developed a code called as the American Standards Code for Information Interchange, where they are going to give an equivalent numeric number for each and every character. So if somebody asks you what is the ASCII code, you can simply say that it is nothing but a number that is assigned to each and every character in the character set. Example, A is given, this is uppercase A, uppercase means capital letter A, is given an ASCII code equivalent as 65. B is given an ASCII code equivalent of 66. Similarly, the lower case a is given as 96, lower case b is 97, lower case c is 98, like that every character. For example, you take space, space is also considered to be a character, white space, and this space also has an equivalent character, equivalent number, which is 32. If somebody asks you what is the ASCII code for space, you can say that it is 32. So the definition of ASCII code is nothing but it is a number equivalent to each and every character. This is very much important in C programming. So these are the various ASCII codes we have in the C programming language. So ASCII code 32 stands for space, ASCII code for plus is 43, ASCII code for 2 is 50, ASCII code for 9 is 57, and ASCII code for uppercase A is 65, and the lowercase uppercase z is 90. All the uppercase letters of the English character set, they are represented with equivalent numbers from 65 to 90. This is very important. Similarly, the lower case a is given the ASCII code of 97, and b is given as 98, c is given as 99, like that from here to here. So the ASCII code range for the lower case letters are 97 to 122. This is all about the ASCII codes. Let us have a quick recap of what we have discussed in today's session. We have discussed the concept of bits, which is nothing but the smallest representation of storage or the memory. A combination of 4 bits we call it as nibble, a combination of 8 bits we call it as byte, and we have different patterns from where you will get various combinations based upon the number of bits we have. The generalized mathematical formula, if you have n bits, is 2 power n patterns. And we have already also discussed the ASCII code, which stands for the American Standards Code for Information Interchange, which gives an equivalent number, numeric number for every character. This is called as the ASCII code. So that's all for today's session. We'll meet again with another concept of algorithms in the next session. Thank you.